All right, so now we are going to continue on with the steering axle. Okay, so now we come up and we pre-trip the tires, right? So I would do my tire face. I would say what? There's no abrasion, boulders, or cuts. It's properly mounted. It's wearing evenly. And if I were to check the tread, it should be at least 430 seconds of tread. Also, it has to be a virgin tire. Then I would do my sidewall. No abrasion, boulders, or cuts. No leaks. After that, I'm gonna talk about my rim. Not bent, broke, or cracked. It's properly mounted. There's no illegal wells. That's all we need to say on that. So after that, I'm gonna talk about my lug nuts. Not bent, broke, or cracked. They're properly mounted. There's no excessive rust or shiny spots which would indicate overheating. I'm sorry, not overheating, but looseness or tightness. Next, I'm gonna talk about my leaf spring mount right here, my upper and lower leaf spring mount. Not bent, broke, or cracked. They're properly mounted. They're not missing any screws or bolts. And then my leaf spring, not bent, broke, or cracked, properly mounted, not shifted or scissoring. And then my U-bolts, not bent, broke, or cracked, properly mounted, not missing any screws or bolts. Now we don't have any airbags, so I would talk about my shock absorber, not bent, broke, or cracked. It's properly mounted. Upper and lower mounts are not bent, broke, or cracked, properly mounted, not missing any screws or bolts. And then my shock absorber itself, not bent, broke, or cracked, it's properly mounted. What else? No leaks. So from there, I'm going to talk about my brake liner. I'm sorry, my brake lining and my brake hose. So my brake lining would be what? My ABS wire. Not ripped, torn, and frayed. It's properly mounted. It's not missing any clamps. And we could add no exposed wires. My air brake hose, no abrasion, boulders, or cuts. It's properly mounted. It's not missing any clamps, and it has no leaks. Now, if we're talking about our brake contaminants, that would be what? My brake liner. Not bent, broke, or cracked. On the inside, right? Properly mounted. What else could we say? No oil or debris. And if I were to check it, I should have at least 1/4 of an inch of liner, right? So now we come back and we talk about right here, which would be what? Our brake drum. Not bent, broke, or cracked. It's properly mounted. What else? No illegal wells. What else can we say? There's no oil or debris. And if we wanted to add, we could say there's no bluing, which would indicate overheating. So we're doing the new testing, so we don't have to talk about my axle or my hub oil seal anymore, and also my valve stem. We don't have to talk about those. So that would be the end of the steering axle.